First thing we did was go up to New York and meet with them and looked at the magnitude of the problem. We'd never seen anything like it. Simply never seen anything like it. Because it had combined every chemical, every element that man has ever pulled out of the ground and put into a finished process and then burnt up into one plume. So I don't think there was any other environmental disaster which parallels it at all. From an evaluation perspective, looking at that building, 40-some stories, I forget, maybe 10,000 square feet on a floor, the big building.
The enormity of it was, I think it was a scary thing to deal with, because we knew very early on, especially when we were dealing with the fire department and other agencies, that the world was watching.
This was, for us, it was like a hurricane. We were not a big company, still medium-sized. They called us for I think really two reasons. One is we had a reputation for doing very precise, very tough, demanding studies. And second, we had the expertise either in our building, in our company, because we're fundamentally a laboratory, and as such, we have measurement tools that are found in one collection. They're found almost nowhere else in the world in one place. We were unique, I think, in that. But all of a sudden, we had to scale up, because there was probably double the level of analysis, virtually double the level of people. We probably had, out of 200 people here in Monroeville and in our Washington lab, we probably had 85 to 100 of them working on this project.
Yeah, we were piled up. We worked all hours. People worked, 24/7. There was always a shift. I don't want to say we thrive on it, but that's probably when we're really best, is when we're just down there and just getting it done, working it together.
I think at one point we had more than 100 people just doing testing at the site.
And the skill sets that we have as a company to take something of such a large scale and pull all that information together and to characterize all that information is phenomenal.
We are people that collect materials, organize sampling plans, test it, deal with health and safety issues and the like. But there are other people who spend their lives studying other special kinds of problems.
He began assembling his arsenal, his team.
Not just our own expertise, but we needed to bring expertise in toxicology, expertise in structural.
Building experts, architects, concrete experts, explosion experts.
Whether it was a failure analysis of the structural beams, whether it was fires how they affected the concrete.
Flooding experts, industrial hygienists.
Whether it was asbestos and how it was transported in the air, whether there were dioxins and how did you analyze them.
Toxicologists from the CDC, former scientists from NIOSH. I call it a blue ribbon panel.
And that's how we get it done. And sometimes we're those people that just, in an emergency, you just drop what you're doing and somehow you bring it together. The
client side was just as strong, if not stronger, than our side. Virtually everyone we dealt with was first class and had been in building operations, management operations roles at their respective companies for 25, 30 years. Some of the people that we dealt with had actually been part of the construction of the World Trade Center itself. Some of them had been part of the construction of the buildings that we were dealing with. And their policy with us, their request of us, was to maintain a zero risk profile. Leave no stone unturned.